last time I made a video about this was almost a year ago, and I've had that long to just sit here and go through this time and time again, and I'm not wanting to live my life like this anymore. I'm just done. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video and by the video and clips that I just posted, I was just in the hospital once again with heart palpitations. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys like a visual when I put that on the screen of the type of palpitations that I get in the hospital. They were saying that it's very similar to a flutter. So that is what I'm going through right now. But my doctor in Chicago has another opinion. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk more about that with you guys. Basically, my doctor in Chicago is not convinced that it's a flutter. He is convinced that it is SVT. So I finally decided to call him and tell him that I think I'm ready for the ablation. I'm out of options right now. I don't want to be on medicine for the rest of my life. So we set it up, and it is set for July 15th. And the crazy thing about this is my brother, he finally decided he wants to get the ablation. We've both been terrified of it. I mean, nobody wants to have their heart messed with. So he decided to get it done too, and he's actually getting his done on July 15th also. So we're both going to be getting it done by our family doctor the same day. So our family will be there with us, which will be really nice. And it's just going to be nice to have somebody going through this with me. I don't talk to my brother all the time, but from what I know, his is atrial fib, so AFib. And basically his heart, I think it's in like the 200s for hours. Mine, I think the most mine's been is like in the 180s. I think I had AFib once, and that was when I was pregnant with my daughter, Hannah. So for the most part, it's usually in like the 160s. So I thought that it was a flutter, and I've been going back and forth with my doctor in Chicago recently, and they've come to the conclusion that they're not convinced that it's a flutter. So I sent over my medical records to them last week because they wanted to just get like a clear understanding every time I'm in the ER out here of what the doctors out here think it is. And every time I go, they tell me it's a flutter. So that's what I just assumed that it is. So when they got my medical records back and they looked at the EKGs, I spoke with my doctor, and they said that it's not, they don't think that it's a flutter. They think that it's SVT. So when I look up SVT, it says it's supraventricular tachycardia. I think that's how you say it. And a form of SVT is a flutter and AFib. So it's kind of confusing to me, and I know they're having a hard time explaining it to me, but they basically don't want to go in and do the catheter ablation and just be like, okay, we think she has a flutter, so let's do it this way. They're trying to be more careful and actually do an EP study and figure out where it's coming from, and then they're going to go in and ablate the same day if they can figure out where it's coming from. That's a scary part for me too, because if I go under, it's like I get put under, I go through all of this, and if I go through all of this for nothing, I'm going to be so, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be depressed. And I'm not going to lie right now and say I haven't been depressed. This is the worst depression I've ever gone through in my life. I'm tired of, like, at nighttime is the scariest time for me. For some reason, it's the only time my palpitations happen is at night. I'm tired of living like my life like this. I'm tired of being afraid every single day that something's going to happen. I'm going to go to the ER. So I hope that this works. I hope that they can aggravate the heart enough and it will palpitate for them and they can figure out where it's coming from. If not, they said our next option might be them actually putting a monitor inside of me, because they had me wear a monitor, and when I wore the monitor for them, I actually fractured my toe at the same time, so I wasn't able to like exercise and kind of upset the heart like I knew it would. Like, I know how to aggravate my heart. I know how I go into palpitations. I diet and I exercise. Mostly it's the dieting that puts me in it. So when I wore the monitor and I didn't diet or exercise, nothing happened. And that's usually the case. Nothing ever happens unless I do something with my body diet, exercise, mostly the diet. That's when it happens in a couple of days. So nothing came back on the monitor, which was frustrating, but I already knew that because nothing had happened. So when I spoke to the doctor today, and he said, I asked him, what's going to happen? What's the next step if you guys can't figure it out and you guys cannot ablate? He said I would wear the monitor. And when I brought it up to him, like, no, I don't want one like embedded in me. I don't want that. I know how to aggravate my heart. I know how to have heart palpitations. And he's like, that's interesting. I said, yeah, if I diet for a couple days, I will have palpitations. So there's no need for me to have like a monitor embedded in me. Like, I will figure it out and I'll just wear the monitor and I will make myself have palpitations, which is weird, but I just know how to do it. Every time I diet, it happens. So I guess that's the next option if this doesn't work. He said they've had a lot of cases with SVT and it goes away. So when I spoke with him the other day and he was just going off of what I said when I thought it was a flutter, he was like, it's 99% effective. Like, if we do the ablation, it'll go away. Now that they think it's SVT, it's 80% effective, which sucks. But so they're not sure if it'll go away. And also, they said there's a chance that it could come back because the body naturally heals itself. So if it heals where they're doing this ablation and it comes back, I'm gonna have to go back for a second ablation, which really sucks. But at this point, I'm ready to do anything to not live like this anymore. I can't diet, I can't exercise. Everything aggravates my heart. My heart is so sensitive for some reason when I do those two things. So I'm pretty miserable right now. I'm the heaviest I've ever been. I'm more depressed than ever. I'm not on any medicine for depression. I just kind of get through it day by day. I'm a stay-at-home mom with my daughter. I'm just trying to get through this day by day, literally. I'm not gonna lie and say that, oh my God, my life is great. It's not great. It's sad, depressing, frustrating. It's really frustrating that they can't tell me exactly what it is right now because I told the doctor that today. I'm so frustrated that you guys can't just look at the EKG and just be like, okay, this is what it is. But at the same time, I'm glad because they're being really particular. Like, they don't want to just go in and ablate where maybe it's right here. They want to know where it is and go from there. So when my brother goes in that day, they're gonna do the ablation automatically because with him they know exactly where to go and what to do. So for me, they have to do the EP study first, which is the same thing. They're gonna go in with a catheter, do the catheter ablation and just aggravate my heart, but they're trying to figure out where to do it. So that's the update I have for you guys right now. I can't tell you how excited, nervous, scared, so scared to do this. I had my wisdom tooth pulled out a few years ago and I was literally crying on the bed, like before I had to like sign the paperwork that says like, okay, if you died, it's not our fault. So I was a mess. And I asked the doctor today, like, will I be asleep? He said yes. He said I basically will be like really sedated because he said I might hear them talking, but for the most part I'm going to be like knocked out. So that's good, but I'm still really scared. But I'm ready to get this done. I'm more than ready. Last time I made a video about this was almost a year ago, and I've had that long to just sit here and go through this time and time again, ER visits and just late nights, just up and awake and like, is this gonna go away? Is it gonna stop? And I'm not wanting to live my life like this anymore. I'm just done. I'm at my breaking point. And I also wanted to get on here and say how grateful and how appreciative I am of everybody that has commented. I think there's only like 30 comments, but I'm so appreciative of everybody that told me their story and everybody that's going through this with me. I can't even believe like the people that are going through this with me. It's crazy to think of how many people have this. I thought this was so rare, and it's not. It's a problem. So many people suffer with this, and so many people get the ablation done and it doesn't go away, and they get a second ablation and that it doesn't go away again. And I know everybody's situation is different. Everybody has AFib, a flutter, SVT. I mean, there's so many different kind of problems you can have with your heart. So I just want to take you guys along on this journey with me, and I want to keep you updated up into the surgery. So I basically just wanted to hop on here and tell anybody out there that's going through this, you are not alone, because I felt so alone for the longest time. And until I did that video, and I know it hasn't had that many views, like a little over 1,000, and I only have like a couple comments, but those comments mean so much to me. You guys have no idea. And I didn't even know I had that many comments. I actually looked at it the other day and I was like, oh my God, I have all these comments. And I guess I just don't get like notifications when I have comments, but I had my husband look at them too. And I'm like, look at all these people that are going through this with me. It's so crazy to me to think about all of you guys going through the same thing. And it's sad, and I know it's lonely, and I know it's scary, but you're not alone. And I really hope that my story will help somebody out there, because I went back and forth about getting this ablation for so long, and I know truly in my heart that this is the right thing to do. I also wanted to hop on here and say how sorry I am that I haven't filmed a heart palpitation video or an update sooner, and I'm definitely going to go through the comments and try and answer you guys as best as I can. It's just so hard and hectic with a toddler. I have a 2-year-old. She's going to be 3 in December. She never naps. She's actually napping right now though, which is nice, so I can get this filmed. But just wanted to say sorry I haven't updated you guys sooner. It's been almost a year, but I'm going to keep you updated from now on, and I'm definitely going to let you know how the EP study goes and if I end up getting the ablation. I'm going to keep sharing my journey with heart palpitations every time, every chance I get. I know I haven't been on here in a while to talk about it, but I promise you guys I'm going to try and update you as much as possible and do more videos about this, because it is such a big problem with so many people. I really hope that this ablation works for me, and I hope that it will work for you guys if you guys choose to get it done. I've had multiple visits with my doctor out here, and I want to tell you why I feel more comfortable doing it in Chicago. So when I get it done, if I had the choice to get it done out here, they were telling me that like the recovery time is I go home the same day. In Chicago, they told me they watch over me and I stay overnight. So to me, it's like, I feel like they're gonna really take care of me in Chicago. So I decided to go ahead and go with them to do it. Also, I don't think this is for everybody. I don't think everyone's cardiologist is like this, but my cardiologist out here in Southern Illinois, I can only talk to him when I have like a scheduled appointment. But my Chicago doctor, my cardiologist out there, he calls me on his cell phone all the time. I mean, not all the time, but calls me on his cell phone, tells me to email him. Like we talk on the phone about my heart palpitations all the time. I just think that's so nice that he's able to call me and, you know, email back and forth without having to go see him in the office. So that's another reason why I really like this cardiologist, and it just seems to me like he's really taking the time, and he really wants to take his time and figure out what's wrong with me. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. I just want to thank everybody that's commented. Like I said before, I really appreciate all your thoughts, and I'm definitely trying to take your advice too. So I hope anybody that's going through this, I hope that you guys can get through it, and I will keep you guys updated. So please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel, please. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.